Hello and welcome along to another episode of this Cricket 19 career with me, Daniel. It's episode 26 and today we're back midway through our 50 over game. You can see it's for Yorkshire, our county side, and we're at the crease about to face our first ball. So obviously that means we're chasing if we're back midway through the game. So I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like in the scorecard in a moment, just so you know where the game is as it stands, and obviously how we did with the ball as well, as we're starting to improve our skills as an all-rounder rather than just as a batsman. But for those of you who aren't up to date, I am going to give you a quick chance to click back, and that's just by thanking everyone for continuing to support the series. I really do appreciate it, and I'm absolutely loving making the Cricket 19 content and the progress we're starting to make in our career. If you're new to the channel, then subscribe for regular content from this series as well as daily FM19 content, and if you are enjoying the videos and our development with bat and ball, please do put a thumbs up on the video. It really does mean a lot and helps get the series to as many people as possible. But we're going to go and have a quick look at the scorecard just to see where the game is at the moment. We're about to face the first ball of the innings for Yorkshire. Again, we've got a very strong batting lineup, but you want to see what's happened to get to this stage. We're halfway through the match and we have bowled out Worcestershire for 197, and we took the 10th wicket, which was extra special, and I'll go and show you who that was in a moment. We got 3 for 14 off 6.5 overs. We were actually bowling the penultimate one of the innings. Quite a responsibility Joe Root gave us, but if we look at the Worcestershire innings in total, we took a wicket with our first ball of the innings. That was the one of what will hopefully be a future England teammate in Moeen Ali. Spin beating a spinner. Obviously he was an absolute superstar in our Ashes Test playthrough, the first content we made from Cricket 19. I think we even named one of the episodes after him. He was that spectacular in the match. But we bowled him out for 5 with his 6th ball of the innings, and it was our very first one of the spell, so certainly a special moment. We then bowled Ricky Vessels for 17. That was part of our first 5 over spell as well, and then we were brought back with 4 overs left in the innings. The first one went for 6 runs, and then the penultimate ball of our second over and the penultimate over of the Worcestershire innings, we managed to bowl Ross Whiteley, and it was on 99 as well. A really brilliant moment which I thoroughly enjoyed, and it stopped them adding 10 or 15 in the last over. So a really brilliant moment. Then number 11 finished not out on 37. That's not quite so good, but we had an economy of just over 2 and got 3 wickets for 14 runs. So a brilliant spell for us, and 3 maidens in there too. So now we've got a really respectable total to chase, and we can afford to go at just under 4 and over. So again, it's one, can we stay in all the way through the innings and be the anchor for this Yorkshire side? We'll be back in a moment to face the first ball, and hopefully we'll be able to stay in for a while and have plenty of gameplay content from this one. First ball of the innings then, and it's Barnard, the number 11, not fully fit as he was in for quite a few overs at the end, and we just run him down to the leg side for a single. A good start to the over, and if we continue to do that throughout the match, we'll win this game quite easily. Headingley's looking fantastic again, really is a brilliant representation of the ground. Of course, there's been a fantastic England Ashes match there, and one of the most memorable moments in recent years of Test cricket, so that's certainly one that I hope you enjoyed, and I hope we're all looking forward to the 4th Test now, which should have just started as this episode comes out. I'm recording about a week in advance as I've got a couple of weekends away booked for football, so as a result these are being recorded quite early, so my dates might be a little bit wrong. But a good start to the over, 2 off 2 for us, and Gary Balance has been defensive at the other end, 4 off 10 for him. Again, we've got one on leg stump, so we're just playing a single off every ball, and we'll happily do that and let Balance hog the strike as long as it edges us closer to our total. We're now on par for the run rate, so no reason for concern so far. We're back 3 overs in and Gary Balance is 10 off 15. We've got a short one on leg stump which again just goes for a single. We're playing the same shot every time because we're facing basically the same delivery. Nothing outside off stump, something I find a little bit strange, particularly in the longer forms of the game. Balance on 14 at the other end. He certainly wants to be hogging the strike, and we'll let him do so for as long as possible as we've just had the outside edge beaten there. That's the first one that's gone across the left-hander, and as a result we've really struggled with it. We're not going to take our usual risk down to third man. There's no real need for us to at the moment. We just play another single to the leg side, and if that's not an alternative option, then we're happy to just leave them. 21 without loss. It's been a really good start for Yorkshire. 5 overs gone then. We're ahead of the required run rate, currently going at 4.6. This one's outside off, so we just leave it through to the keeper. We can almost treat this like a first class game, as we only need 4 and over. Balance is going well at the other end. He's on 16 off 25, and I'm sure he'll continue to hog the strike as we try and play across that one. Didn't go well and it narrowly missed the edge. We've got to be a little bit careful here, or we could be going back to the dressing room quite quickly. Back over the wicket despite his success, and what a silly decision that was. We're only going to get a single as we don't connect with it perfectly, but why on earth did he switch back to over the wicket when he was having so much success and had beat the outside edge? Gary Balance wants to get this done quickly. 28 off 30 now. Yorkshire on to 36, and now we've had one hit us on the leg pad, but it's miles above the line of the stumps, so we run through a very quick leg by. Yorkshire move on to 37. The umpire correctly signals, and Gary Balance can be aggressive back on strike. Tong continues, 7.4 overs gone, Balance now on to 30, and again we're going to have to hurry through this single. That one wasn't really a run, but we did manage to get through as the throw wasn't great. Gary Balance back on strike. If he continues at the rate he's going, we're not going to have to do much work here. The field's set up for us to get easy singles, and we'll just continue to do so. Again, one glanced off the hips there. It's going to be an easy one as Yorkshire move into the 40s. 9 overs in and we're facing spin for the first time. It's the right armour coming around the wicket. Luckily we can flick this to the leg side. Another easy single, it's all we've got to do. Gary Balance, after a pretty sticky run of form, is flying at the other end on 38 off 43, and he's brought up the partnership of 50, even though we're still in single figures. 9 for us, so one more will get us there, but there's no need for us to take a risk at the moment. We're quite happy to play a first class innings and just not the odd single to the leg side like that. Yorkshire past 50, we're looking really good, and I think we're going to chase this down very quickly. 10 overs gone then, and we've just moved into double figures. Gary Balance is almost at 40. We hadn't quite made up our mind what we wanted to do with that shot, so in the end it was a late decision to defend. Luckily it was still a strong shot as we continue to improve our defensive game. In comes Tong again over the wicket, just on leg stump, so we flick this one away, beats the fielder, and it's going to be our first boundary, just to the leg side of him, and it runs away to the rope. A fantastic shot to take us on to 14. That'll improve our strike rate too. Can we start to hog a few more deliveries? Tong continues over the wicket. Probably not the best idea in these circumstances. A short ball which we can just guide off the hips for a single. That moves us on to 15, and Balance can now chase his half century as he's back on strike on 39. Well, for a first time we've seen a couple of defensive shots from Balance. This one's a good ball body off spinner, outside off stump, and we're forced to defend as we stay on 15 for now. Yorkshire on 57 without loss, chasing 198. We're miles above the run rate. It's been a fantastic start to the innings, and we're able to continue to rotate the strike as we pick up another single there. Back on for the next over as Gary Balance has made it to 45. Short ball outside off which we leave. He's coming back around the wicket, which is where he caused us trouble before, so we'd rather leave than get tempted. There's no need for us to get out. There's plenty of space on the leg side if he does stray with the delivery. This one's a little bit more central, and we try to play it and almost get an edge. Not the best decision making at the moment. We haven't quite settled in this innings. Only one boundary for our 16 runs and an awful lot of streaky singles. A short ball pulled away confidently though. That's going to be another single. Gary Balance just 5 away from his half century. Hopefully he can get them in the next 3 balls. Well, he doesn't, he defends, and that means that our run rate's back down to 5 and over. Absolutely no concerns at all though, as we only need to go at about 3 3/4. A really good start to the over, a solid defensive shot from the spinner. There's still plenty of space on the leg side, so as soon as we get one on the stumps or the pads, we can just flick it away for a single, but until then we're going to keep strong defensively and not get caught outside off stump, as we have so many times to the spinners before. Rhodes continues over the wicket, but he seems to have found a perfect line now. It's the third ball of the over for us. Are we going to find one? There it is. He strays onto the pads, and we just hit it away to the leg side for one. We move on to 18, and it's as simple as that for us to win the game. Balance has reached 50 very quickly there, must have hit a 6 off one of those balls, and then the last ball of the over is a very good delivery, so we just defend it to finish the 14th. Yorkshire absolutely flying at the moment. Gary Balance's half century included a couple of sixes, and he's got a very impressive looking wagon wheel there. Rhodes back in over the wicket. 15 overs gone as we're past 5 and over. Again, it's so easy to hit singles. I know this isn't going to be our most entertaining innings, but I want to make sure it's a disciplined one. I'm so determined to be not out at the end, and hopefully we'll achieve that by taking low risk shots. We've got a second spinner coming in now. Left armour around the wicket. It's the perfect angle for us as a left-hander, just to hit to our favourite area on the leg side. We continue to glance for singles, and this is easy pickings at the moment. Tongs back into the attack at the other end as Gary Balance moves on to 60. It's a short ball outside leg stump, and we've connected with that one pretty well. I'm not sure if it's going to be cut off. I think it may, but it's going to be 3. It's not. It's gone all the way to the boundary. Just a tickle off the pads really. A good shot from the short ball, and in the end it's turned into our second boundary. Certainly not been our most fluent innings so far, but we're doing the job that's required. 24 off 29's not bad, but we look poor compared to Balance at the other end. Again, it's a short one, but this time outside off. He switched back to around the wicket, so we're going to be a little more careful now. Although he switched back immediately after, I'm not quite sure why, as he seems to be less successful. It's a good delivery though, and it whips back in, and we almost get an outside edge on that. He's almost out of steam, Tong. He's already bowled 7.5 overs. We're not even 20 into the innings yet. We pick out the fielder with that shot though. A rare moment of ill discipline on the leg side. 2 balls left in the over and it's suddenly brightened up. I'm guessing the lights have come on or something. Again we try and hook a short ball, and I'm not sure why. There's no need for us to. Moeen Ali mops up in the field. Last ball of the over and the pressure of dots are building up, but that's about the perfect delivery for us, although we make a meal of it and again it misses the edge, and we finish the over with 5 successive dots. We've got the spinner at the other end. The left arm has come over the wicket. There's a big vacant gap at third man now, but he bowls it on the pad, so we flick it to the leg side, our usual favourite spot, and we start the over with a single. Another new bowler, this time a right arm seamer, going short outside off stump, coming around the wicket. It looks like he's going to be a danger, although he's got the signal for his one for the over already. A good first delivery from him though, that is still space on the leg side when we get it. If it's outside off, I think we're going to leave, as he charges in for his second ball. This one we have to defend though, as it's a little bit too close to the stumps for comfort. Third ball of the over for Pennington. Balance getting tired at the other end. It's another short one outside off stump, so we're just going to leave it and let it through. 2 balls left in the Pennington over. It's really short hostile bowling, and at the moment we're just having to defend or leave, as he may even play out a maiden. Final ball then, can we find a single from somewhere? Oh, we've edged it. That's a stupid shot. We were so tempted not to lose discipline, but the thought of giving away a maiden was poor, and we tried to go down to third man, and in the end it's cost us again. What a ridiculous shot, it just wasn't needed, and we got ourselves out and lost our discipline. This time it's outside off stump to the seamer, and we're starting to show some of them club cricket mistakes again. A really solid start to the season, but after 25 runs it's all going wrong again. Well, Gary Balance made it to 84 in the end, as Yorkshire get over the line comfortably. In 38.4 overs, they reach the total just 3 down. Joe Root the lowest scorer for the side, Willie and Leaning not out. Let's go and see what Joe Root got. 8 off 7 for him, but I'm so frustrated at the way we got out. They're the sort of things that are going to delay our progress. Johnny Bairstow and Adam Life didn't even have to bat, so it was a really comfortable victory in the end. Remarkably, Moeen Ali only bowled 1 over, until very recently in real life, England's premium spinner in Test cricket, and in one day as he's been sharing it with Adil Rashid, so very strange he only got 1 over for Worcestershire. He's not even the skipper on this one as well, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. The other bowlers weren't very economical, Pennington the best of the lot. He of course took our wicket, but after a promising start and a relatively disciplined innings, we made one silly mistake, and that got us out for 25 off 41. But despite that, we still get man of the match, even though we only added 1 run in our last 12 shots. The 3 wickets for 14 runs in the first innings, combined with our contribution, ensure that we get player of the match again, something we've done a few times this season. We're back to the career hub then, and our next game's against Warwickshire. They're a decent side on paper, but they're right down near the bottom of the table. Just 1 win in 5 games for them. We're at the top with 3 other sides, 4 wins and 2 defeats from our 6 games. We are going to quickly go and have a look at our selection status. The one thing I do want to say before that though, I'm really intrigued by our schedule at the bottom. We've got one day and first class games coming up, but we've also got a few club ones in there as well. I'm really interested to see if we end up playing in those, as that could make for a really hectic schedule. But let's go and have a look to see what our statistics are like, and most importantly our selection status. In first class cricket our average is brilliant obviously, but we've only played the 1 match so far. And in one day cricket it's 38.25, and that really isn't too bad, particularly after 8 innings. We've done brilliantly with the ball too, an economy of under 2, best innings figures of 3 for 9, and 12 wickets already in 8 matches. We've certainly proven to be more than a part-timer. But let's go and have a look at the selection status. It's the one we most keenly keep an eye on. We're now considered a regular member of the County Cup side, obviously first class county cricket, and the One Day Cup too, which we've played in every game so far. More importantly, we're now very close to the T20 Blast. That's a tournament in England we want to get involved with. I know we're not too focused on T20 cricket, but it would be nice to start to succeed domestically, and even if we don't get to international level, maybe to play in the IPL or the Big Bash and tournaments like that. We're now just a fair way off the Sheffield Shield in Australia, which would be great to get more first class cricket. They're the 2 countries we really want to play in, and in the IPL if we can get there. In the meantime, it would be great to play in some of the T20s, the likes of the Caribbean Cricket Cup and the Pakistan Premier Plate. But moving forward, they're not tournaments we'll play in each year. We just want to focus on England, Australia and the IPL too. Then once we become an international, we'll of course have very few games aside from England. But if you did enjoy this episode and that brilliant performance with the ball, and not so bad with the bat either, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of it. Obviously we lost discipline again at a crucial time, but we are continuing to build decent scores, and we've only had that 1 failure in single figures this year. That bodes well for our average. If an off day is going to be 25, then we're not going to be too concerned moving forward, particularly in one day cricket. The one I'm looking forward to the most is of course first class games. I really want to succeed in getting the test team and become that opener emulating Alistair Cook, as the series was always intended to be. Of course we've got some club games in between to worry about. I'm not sure if we'll have to play in them yet, but if we do, I guess as captain we could just not select ourselves, so we may well play in a 3-day game and then not select ourselves for club 50 over or T20 matches. Let me know your thoughts on that though. Do you think playing more cricket would be better, or should we protect our schedule a little bit? I've also got to think about the progress of this career too. I can't really play too many club games, as particularly with work, it would mean there wouldn't be much of a gap between episodes. I guess the T20s will definitely leave out, but we'll think about the rest when we get closer to the time. Obviously we may not have to play anyway, so we'll just wait and see what happens for now. Subscribe to the channel for 3 episodes a week from this Cricket 19 career, every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at midday. A massive thank you to everyone that's continued to support the series, as well as the Ashes Test playthrough beforehand. I really do appreciate and can't thank you enough for giving it a try, and I hope you continue to enjoy the content. There's also daily FM19 videos from my Torquay United story. That's every Sunday to Thursday at 4:30, and we'll also have news coming up soon regarding FM20 and our plans for that game, as well as a reaction to some of the announcements. And then finally every Friday we've got Snooker 19 career mode content. We're into the last tournament of that series now as we play the season ending World Championships, desperately hoping to go on a good run and emulate Ronnie O'Sullivan by winning the title. But a massive thanks for watching this one as always, and your continued support with the series. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time for another big county game, as hopefully we'll be back in first class action.